Hi, welcome to the flipped instructional session for Math 08A for Unit 111, Multiplying and Dividing with Scientific Notation. Our objectives for today are to determine the multiplicative relationship between two numbers written in scientific notation, to solve problems involving scientific notation, and to solve problems involving both decimal and scientific notation. So we're going to specifically focus on multiplying and dividing. So some vocab we have for today. We have some properties that we'll look at a little bit more closely, so I'm not particularly worried about defining these today. We've already talked about power of 10, scientific notation, and standard form. So today we're going to talk about product and quotient. So the big thing to remember with these is in the product, so product means multiply. So when we're multiplying, that's multiplying. We add exponents. So when we have the product, we multiply, we add the exponents. And then when we have a quotient, which means divide, we subtract the exponents. So that's the big takeaway for today. So product, we add, quotient, we subtract. So previously to this, we added and subtracted, and before we could do that, we needed to make sure we had the same power of 10. So when we add 6.9 and 8.0, 6.9 plus 8.0, we get 14.9 times 10 to the fourth. Well, when we look at this, this is actually not in scientific notation because we have more than one number in the front. So we need to move this so it's 1.49. We moved it to the left. So we actually need to add a power. So let's talk about that. 14.9 times 10 to the fourth means we move the decimal over 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, 0, 0. If we have 1.49, how many times do we move it to get the same number? We need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to add those 3 zeros. So when we move this back to the left, we need to add an exponent. So this is the correct answer, 1.49 times 10 to the fifth. When you first do it, you get 14.9 times 10 to the fourth, but that's not scientific notation, so you need to adjust. This is the work you would need to show me on a test to show that you know how to do this. If you just wrote this answer, 1.49 times 10 to the fifth, you would not get credit. You would need to show me your steps. This step, and then this step. So now we're going to talk about multiplying. So this time we see we don't have numbers, exponents that are the same, but that's okay. When we multiply, we add the exponents. We still multiply the numbers, but we add the exponents. So if we do 3.5 times 2.6, we get 9.1, so we're lucky it's already just one number in front, times 10 to the negative 6 plus negative 3. So that's 9.1 times 10 to the negative 9th power. And that's how we multiply exponents. Remember, we need to check if it's in scientific notation, and this one is because there's only one number in front of the decimal. So now we're going to divide. When we divide, we subtract exponents. And this one, it's not currently in scientific notation. So let's write it in scientific notation. We have 3.6 times 10 to the fifth all over 1.2 times 10 to the, to move it 1, 2, 3. So that's what this asks. What is the power of 10 when the quotient is written in scientific notation? So the quotient means the answer to this problem. So we've converted it so we can do the division. So we converted both in scientific notation. So we can divide the 3.6 divided by 1.2, which is 3. We have one number from the decimal, so we're good, times 10 to the 5 minus 3, because we're dividing, so we subtract the exponents. So this is 3 times 10 to the second power. So it told us to divide this, and then it wanted us to know what's the power of 10 of the quotient. So to divide when you have exponents, the scientific notation, we need both of these in that scientific notation, which is what we did here. Then we divided the 3.6 divided by 1.2. And then to divide these exponents, we subtract the exponents. You'll see a lot of these. How many times greater is 8.1 times 10 to the 9th, then 9 times 10 to the 6th? When it asks how many times greater, we actually divide these numbers. So we're going to do 8.1 times 10 to the 9th divided by 9 times 10 to the 6th. So we're going to do 8.1 divided by 9 is 0.9. So this is going to be a problem because it's not in scientific notation, but we'll look, times 10 to the 9 minus 6. 9 minus 6 is 3. So these are all in standard notation. So what's 0.9 times 10 to the 3? So we move our decimal 3 places to the right. So 900 times greater. There are many of these on the tests as this semester progresses. All right, last one. Multiply 5.8 times 10 to the 4th times 9.3 times 10 to the 8. Write the answer in scientific notation. So our first step is to multiply our constants. So 5.8 times 9.3 is 53.94. So you should already be telling yourself, uh-oh, this is not going to be the correct answer right away because we have two numbers in front of the decimal. Now we're going to do the exponents. So times 10 to the 4 plus 8. We're adding the exponents, so 4 plus 8 is 12. So we need to move this decimal once to the left. So that means we add an exponent. So 5.394 times 10 to the 13th is our correct answer. Be sure to check up the Flip follow-up and Help Lab schedule in your Class Connect schedule if you'd like to come to a live session and go over more of these problems. Thanks.